Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to show you today's card. It was inspired by this card that I have found on the Lawn Fawn blog. It just kind of has the same magical feel to it. So here is my card, and as you can see, it is clearly themed with one of my favorite movies. So I am so excited to show you how I made this card. I'm starting off my background with some Chip Sapphire Distress Oxide ink. I find this one a little bit patchy, and I find I need to use quite a lot of it to get a nice even coverage. After that, I'm going in with some Dusty Concord, and I always find that this ink is the complete opposite. It kind of goes on like butter. It's really nice for blending. I don't know if this is like a batch thing or a color thing, but mine in particular is just really easy to use. I'm then using Seedless Preserves down the bottom, and just going back and forth and blending all of these really beautiful colors together. The last color that I'm using is some Worn Lipstick. I really love using these four colors together. I feel like it makes the most magical night sky. I'm just using a little bit of water sprinkled over the top to add a bit of texture to this background. Once that's dry, I then come back with some Black Soot Distress Oxide ink, and I'm using that very lightly with my cloud stencil. I just love this look. I feel like it makes the night sky look like it has really thin clouds and you can still see the stars through the clouds. I'm just rotating the stencil and going with whatever feels like it looks good and fits with the other clouds. To make this starry sky a little bit more magical, I am of course using my watercolor pigments. Today I'm using the white gold. And there we have it, nice and sparkly. Once my background was dry, I then rounded my corners. I just feel like this is going to give it a nice neat look. I just love that sparkle, it is so beautiful. Now onto my stamping. So today I'm using my special delivery, my Winter Village, some of my planner stamps for the little cars, and my tiny Christmas set for the little boy, and I'm going to be changing him up just a little bit. So here I am just stamping out the images that I'm using. I'm not making this one an interactive card. I thought I would just try to keep it simple because I don't have a lot of time for crafting at the moment. Things are getting a bit hectic here getting ready for Christmas. I'm stamping some of the cute little sentiments on these letters to make this a birthday card. And here I am just going to do some colouring in. I won't show you how I colour in all the houses because they're going to be exactly the same, but I'll just show you what you need to see for this one. I'll leave you with some music while I finish this off. I'm sure anyone who's as much of a fan of these movies as I am would appreciate that tiny little purple bus that I threw in there as well. So now it's time to edit this little guy. And as I've just shown, this is an erasable pen, so I use this when I'm editing my little characters because I feel like sometimes I need to give it a few goes to get it right. As you can see with this little guy, I kind of gave him what looks like a little cardi at first, and then I decided he needs a jumper with his initial on it. And I really didn't like how I did the glasses the first time. So I find this really handy because I make mistakes and I don't want to have to stamp 40 of these little guys to come up with one that I like. So as you can see, I just fixed his little glasses up. I gave him a little letter to hold, so it's like he caught one. Finally, that scene in the movie pretty much infuriates me when there's thousands of letters flying around and not one can be caught. But anyway, here I am fixing up that little jumper. I think he is so cute. I want to turn all of my little characters into these characters now. And here I am just colouring him in, and he is so tiny, my camera has so much trouble focusing on him. You just get to see my dry hands instead. There we have it. What a cutie. He's so tiny. Anyway, let's do the sentiment for this card. So I grabbed the same colours I was using before for my background, and I'm just adding a small amount of them to a plain white piece of cardstock. From this, I'm going to use my fairly new Scripty birthday die. I've given myself more than enough on this piece of cardstock so that I can move the die around and decide what parts of this group of colours that I would like to use. And of course, I added some sparkle to it. After I cut that out, I decided this was the time to start putting my double-sided tape on the back of my card front and start prepping to finish this card. For today's sentiment, I went digging through my stash to find the right words for this one. And I found in one of my Christmas sets, have a magical holiday season. And I thought have a magical was perfect, so I'm only stamping that part of this stamp with my embossing ink. So my sentiment will read, have a magical birthday. I'm using my Lawn Fawn white embossing powder with this, and I've cut it from the smallest of my banner dies. I wanted a fair amount of dimension on the front of this card, so I'm using lots of foam squares behind my images and behind the word birthday. To ensure the word birthday didn't blend into the background too much because it was using the same colours, I cut the same die from some black cardstock and I'm going to layer them just offset a little bit so that it kind of looks like it has a shadow. And I'm doing that for the little dot on the eye too. Do not forget them in your die cut machine like I always seem to. It was now time to start assembling my card, and it was kind of at this point where I thought, oh, maybe I need to make a ground or a road or something for these little houses to sit on. And then I thought, well, why? There's no rule that says I have to make a ground. So I thought I'd go for a little bit of a different look and just have the houses floating. This scene is well known, and the movie that it's based on is well known, so I don't think I need to set the scene completely. I feel like not having a ground is not a crime in this case. But I'd love to know what you think. Do you feel like it has to be a full scene, ground, sky and all, or do you not mind the way this one looks? I quite like it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And there we have it. This card is complete. I was so excited to show you this card. I really hope you love it. I'll leave you with some photos of the finished card. If you like this card, please give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. I have recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I could scream. It's so exciting. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed so far. I can't wait to bring you more paper crafts and cards in the future. See you again soon. Bye.